Hey traders from around the world, this is Jerremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. It is Wednesday, and I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. I'm sorry, no, it's not July. That was last month. It's already August. Guys, it's already August. Oh my goodness, fall is going to be here soon. August the 5th, let's check out, Apple and a few other trades, shall we? So here's what I got on Apple, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some of the bearish perspectives that I have. As of the last time we looked at it, Apple closed below support. Quite bearish. It did trade down bearish, and I had a few traders make some nice pocket change, unraveling a bull put spread both yesterday and or today. So our first target on Apple was actually 115, and that did get hit already. So now my perspective on Apple, pretty simple. Got really good bearish volume coming in yesterday and today. Today had some pretty decent bullish volume, but this is a retest gap. It has broken a very strong support. So for me on Apple, I'm anticipating something like this and then probably a rollover. This might take 3 to 4 days, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not entirely sure, but I will be watching the hourly charts very closely, and we'll probably end up with some type of entry like this, some type of stop like this, and some type of target like that. So ladies and gentlemen, in trading, if you trade the past, you learn from it. If you trade the present, you'll usually get emotional. The best thing to do is create a plan for the future. And when the stock does that, then you can follow through on it. So on Apple, that's my perspective. I am calling for some lower lows potentially if we can roll over here. This is a good bullish counterattack candle, but I think it might be too little too late. It's really happening right off of this support resistance area, and I think makes a lot of sense for Apple to do something like that because on a weekly chart, we did close below the 50 exponential moving average. So far, we're below it. So that's, I think, something to keep an eye on. Tesla reporting earnings very soon. Got some decent candles. So let's talk a little bit about Tesla, and this is going to be kind of my thoughts on it. Right now, with Tesla, it's down at 253, which is not as bearish as a lot of people would anticipate. So it's down just a smidge. But I can give you a pretty interesting scenario on Tesla. Today was a very bullish candle in my opinion. Good volume. It made a higher high and a higher low and just barely closed above that pivot, which I think some people might construe as a potential double bottom pattern. So if Tesla opens below 250 tomorrow, I think it's pretty bearish. So the fact that it's gapping down right now at 253 is also pretty bearish. I do think some people are trapped. But an open below 250 would be, really bearish. Well, not really bearish, but definitely more bearish. And then an open below 239 would be even more bearish. The reason I say that is here's your long-term moving averages on Tesla. And you can see that the 100 simple moving average is right about 239. So as long as we open above that, I'm still bullish to neutral at some point. But if it opens right at this pivot, this is the pivot that's going to be interesting. I think it could trade down very quickly to the 100, maybe even the 200, and bounce a little bit. So I'm semi-expecting a pretty decently sized black candle tomorrow, or at least a lower wick of some kind. So watch Tesla, and if you want to hop into the morning day trading room with Brad Reed, he'll be watching the open 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and be keeping an eye on Tesla. That I can assure you. Let's go look at Twitter. Twitter making some lower lows and some lower highs today, and I'm ready for a bearish trade. Did not get triggered in yet, so I'm just going to give it maybe another day or two, but my thought process is wait for some type of retest and then a rollover. So this is a live, official, active swing trade. Limit sell at 29.16, which means if Twitter pulls back to 29.16, you could sell it short, buy puts, whatever you want to do, and then place your stop at 30.59. Twitter down 2.93%, breaking all-time lows, very strong bearish gap. I'm keeping an eye on Twitter get bearish, my friends, just seeing what it's going to do. I'm not entirely sure, but definitely watching it. And let's talk about Pier 1 Imports. Pier 1 Imports, this is a trade that a new trader who just joined the floor recently, his name is Timmy, he was looking at this trade a few days ago, actually, and said short the breakout or buy the bounce. And I agree entirely. This is a bracket trade. For some of those who maybe not be familiar with bracket trades, a bracket trade is really you saying, I don't really care which way it goes. Right? If it goes bullish and closes above 12.18, 11.34 becomes the stop. And you could go bullish with calls or shares, whichever way you want to play it. Or if Pier 1 Imports closes below 11.34, 12.18 could become your stop. And again, you could play it with shares or puts or whatever you want to do. It's a little bit more of a cheaper stock, so shares would probably be the way to go. Earnings are in mid-September, so you have about a month and a half for this to do a little bit of something before earnings. Maybe you can take some profits off the table and then walk away. But it is just bottom line in a very, very nice channel of some sort. It's out of support. We're trading sideways. Which way is it going to go? I'm not really sure, but I'm ready whichever way it does go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the beauty of real life trading. Have a great afternoon. Thanks so much for watching this really quick market update. I appreciate it. I'll be back for more on Friday. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. See ya.